Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we're going to dive into the world of web development. We're going to pull back the curtain and see how all those websites you use every single day are actually built, basically one digital brick at a time. So let's get right into it.
I mean, seriously, have you ever really stopped to think about it? Every day you visit Google, you scroll through YouTube, you shop on Amazon. How does all of that just appear on your screen? It kind of feels like magic, right? Well, it's not magic, but it is a fascinating process of digital construction.
And that's actually the best way to wrap your head around it. Building a website is a whole lot like building a house. You need a plan, you need a foundation, you need walls, and you definitely need all the systems inside that make it work. And today, we're going to walk through that blueprint together. Okay, so first things first, before you can even think about construction, every good architect needs a blueprint, one that shows how everything connects. For a website, that blueprint is all about how your computer talks to the computer where the website actually lives.
This all happens in the blink of an eye, but it's really a neat 5-step dance. First, you type an address into your browser. That's the request. Then, your browser shoots that request across the internet to a huge, powerful computer called a server. You can think of a server as a giant digital warehouse. It finds the exact files you asked for, bundles them up, and sends them right back to you. Finally, your browser acts like a construction crew, assembling all those files to build the website right there on your screen. So now we know how the materials get to our digital construction site. What's the very first thing we build with? Well, you always start with the foundation and the frame. And in the world of web development, that's HTML. HTML is the absolute bedrock of every single website out there. It provides the core structure. Think of it as the wooden frame of our house, the skeleton. It tells the browser, hey, this is a headline, or this part's a paragraph, and put an image right here. Without HTML, you don't have a structure. You just have a jumbled pile of materials. Okay, so we have our frame up, our house has walls and rooms, but let's be honest, it's just a plain gray skeleton. It's not very inviting, is it? So how do we give it some style and personality? This is where CSS comes in. If HTML is the frame, you can think of CSS as the interior designer. It's the language that tells the browser what colors to use, what fonts the text should be, how to arrange everything on the page. It's the paint, the furniture, the lighting. It's everything that makes the house look good and turns it from a frame into a home. Our house is now beautifully structured and decorated. Looks great, but a pretty house isn't much use if you can't turn on the lights or open the garage door. We need it to do things. It needs to be functional. And that is the job of JavaScript. JavaScript is the electricity, the plumbing, and all the appliances. It's what makes the house come alive. When you click a button and a menu appears, that's JavaScript. When you fill out a form and it tells you there's an error, that's JavaScript too. It adds all the interactivity and logic that turns a static web page into a dynamic, functional application. So, if you remember one thing, it's this. These three technologies are a team. You've got HTML for the structure, the skeleton. You have CSS for the presentation, the style. And you have JavaScript for the interactivity, the functionality. Every single modern website you use is built on this powerful trio. And keeping them separate is key because it lets developers work on the look, the structure, and the logic all at the same time without breaking anything. It's how massive sites stay organized. Now that you understand the building blocks, let's talk a little bit about the builders themselves. Because just like in construction, there are different kinds of jobs for web developers. On one side, you've got front-end development. This is the client side, basically everything you see and interact with in your browser. Front-end developers are the architects and interior designers. They're the ones using HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. On the other side is back-end development. This is the server side, all the behind-the-scenes machinery that makes the website run, like the server and the database. They're like the engineers who manage the power grid and water supply for the whole city. And this knowledge opens up some incredible career paths. You could become a front-end developer and focus on what the user sees. Or maybe you're a back-end developer, building the powerful systems that make it all work. Or hey, if you enjoy doing it all, you can become a full-stack developer, the master builder who can construct the entire house from the foundation all the way to the finish. Now, if this all sounds like a lot to take in, just remember this. Learning to build for the web is a journey. It's not a race. The most important quality isn't about being a genius. It's just about being consistent. A little bit of practice every single day will build something amazing over time. You now have the blueprint. You know what the materials are, and you know how they all fit together. So the only question left is probably the most exciting one of all. What digital house will you build first?